Well, welcome back to the shed, and I've got another Goodsell here, given to me by my school caretaker, or janitor, you say in the States, Fred. And it's still a CTR 12 series like the last one was, but this one is fully servo controlled. The tape deck, the transport, has two motors. One does the flywheel capstan and take up, and the other does the rewind and fast forward. And the controls are up here on this one, rather than down there like the other one was. It's had a hard old life because, of course, well, it has been used at school, let's face it, so it's bound to have had a bit of rough treatment, hasn't it? See if I can get my kettle lead to plug in. Once again, it doesn't quite know whether it's a PA amp or a cassette deck. As you can probably tell, it's built like a tank. Things like this needed to be. Once again, the record level indicator has been carried over from some of the very old designs. And you've got tape play, auxiliary input, external mic, internal mic, which is there, as with the other one, an automatic and manual recording level control. This would be used to vary it when on manual setting. 5-pin DIN plug, microphone input. Headphones requires an unusually high resistance by today's standards. It's 600 ohms. And external speakers 8 to 15 ohms. And it says on here, headphones must not be directly connected to the loudspeaker outlet sockets. Presumably it'll go bang. Now, when I got this thing, I could not notice, but they changed the speaker for this. Well, I have to say it's a rather nice one. It's a foam surround driver by Amstrad, of all people. But it's only rated at 4 ohms. And the other one, well, I know that was rated at 8 ohms. And given that it's the same amplifier board, I felt it safer to possibly change them over. But the controls are very, very soft touch indeed. That's all you have to do, just press the thing and away it goes. All built like a tank, as I say. I think I know what's wrong here, a dirty record playback switch. The eject button here is actually mechanical. The other controls, it's all soft touch. And you can see there the recording gauge is responding to me pressing record and then stop. Hopefully that will do something to the sound. There we are. And a very old acoustic recording there. Perhaps not the best to demonstrate the capabilities of this. Pressing fast rewind engages the second motor. And one thing that is nice about this is that behind the cassette itself is a sort of a very early LED assembly which lights up, so you can actually see how much tape you've got left. And nice touch. I've seen it in only a very few machines, and clearly this tape drive, well, it wouldn't have just been used on these, would it? I suspect at one time that you might have found this in some pretty shit-hot hi-fi gear.
I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done.
Once again, you've got a two-way speaker system. There's a little Sony tweeter made in France that does the high end. Remember that? It's a knockout on the BBC, wasn't it? Was it ITV in those days? I can't remember. But innocent days they were, weren't they? Alas, not quite so innocent in hindsight. That Jimmy Savile was a vile thing, wasn't he? And the more they dig, the more they seem to find more, don't they? Talk about vileness. Now if I turn this round and back to nicer things, you can see there the drive mechanism. Now the flywheel and capstan motor are always spinning, but this motor here does the rewind and fast forward features. Once again, it looks as if it's pretty much hand built. There's a lot of Phillips components in here. Nice mains transformer down there. So yeah, certainly worth saving. Wonder if they ever made anything stereo. I honestly can't remember. There's no date of manufacture on the motor, so I'm at a bit of a loss to know when this was actually made. But I would think, well, it couldn't be much later than mid-90s, could it really? And there's your power transistors, a big old heatsink. So, yeah, nice old piece of kit. I haven't got the rest of the casing up here at the moment because it's still under renovation. Needs a new speaker cloth across the front. I might replace the little Sony tweeter because you may be able to see there that some idiots pushed the dust cap in. It's electrically okay, there's a circuit through it and it does appear to work, but yeah, what a shame, eh? Nice little parabolic cone on it. Spent many years, well, quite a long while at school messing around with these. And the one I showed just now belonged to the PE department. It made me laugh because whenever I should have been doing PE, I was always commandeered to come and repair something like this, or a Philips reel-to-reel, or a projector or something like that. Yes, I was definitely better at well, what were called nerdy things in those days than I was at PE and games. Oh dear. And there's a rewind function. Haven't had to replace the tape counter on this one. Did do on the other one, with a simple reason that it was broken in two. And I said it had had hard life, but my God, fellows, you know, there is a limit, isn't there?
The train pulls out at Kankakee and rolls.
And you can see how very soft touch these controls are. You hardly have to exert any force at all and it will go. Very, very nice indeed. Most of the ones I remember from school came in a wooden case, and it was just varnish wood. And so this is a bit after my time, but the same sort of high quality build is evident. It looks as if it's been put together in somebody's shed, and so it has to a certain degree, but nice piece of kit. Do you remember Tomorrow's World? They said we'd all be going on day trips to the moon now. I can assure you some of the people round here where I live are higher than that. And that's just generally. Oh dear. We found a little frog today in the garden. Well, actually, it came up next door's drains. And the missus, well, she joked that, I thought we were out of the EU now, honey. Oh dear, yes, dreadful, I know. But he's since been introduced to our garden pond, and Kermit the Hermit appears to be quite happy though. Terry and June. There we are. So that's another one saved. Goodsell CTR 12 series. Seems to have been a very Catholic series, this does, doesn't it? With some having servo assisted and some being fully servo. Well, what can you say? See you soon.